all. This is your host, Josh, with Maverick Homestead Media Podcast. It's exciting to introduce our very first series, Getting the Maverick Headstart, the Beginnings. In this series, we'll be covering our story, steps on how you can get started in homesteading, and a little introduction of what regenerative farming is and why we have chosen this old school style of farming. Here, we like to take the go against the grain approach, so join us in our different methods, and together, let's be the positive change for farming and how we feed ourselves, our families, and our society. No matter where you are, what you're doing, you can be a maverick, a trendsetter, but you have to start. Why wait? So get your drink or snack, listen to us while you're stuck in traffic, or just continue being awesome and tune in. Let's get started. Ready, set, farm. Welcome. I just wanted to thank everyone who's tuning in right now to the Maverick Homestead Media Podcast. This is our very first podcast. We're super excited about it, but I just am excited that you guys are listening to me and to this podcast. It's going to be a fun experience for the both of us. So tune in, and I can promise you that it's going to be interesting. It's not going to be boring. It's not going to be dull. It's not going to be the typical podcast. There's going to be a lot of twists and turns. We're going to have some really special guests that are going to come in and speak with us. So we're really excited about that on this series. So here's a little bit about Maverick Homestead. Who is Maverick Homestead? Our farm. So a little bit about us. We are at the forefront of changing the way our generation approaches farming. Maverick Homestead is built on the understanding that in order to form and to farm, in order for the farm to continue to produce high quality, nutrient rich food, you have to be in a sustainable environment and build a biodiverse ecosystem that regenerates the land. It's our mission to provide the highest quality of locally grown organic foods through biodiversity that will support a healthy ecosystem and embrace regenerative agriculture. So what does all that mean? I know it's crazy. I know it's absolutely insane. And I think the best definition that you can find for regenerative agriculture is found on our website, in my opinion. Now, it doesn't mean anything. You guys may have an awesome definition of what regenerative agriculture is, but this is mine, and I love it. So this is what it is. It's an approach to food and farming systems that focus on topsoil regeneration, increasing biodiversity, and enhancing ecosystems. So basically, we'll break it down really quick. So our topsoil regeneration. Basically, that topsoil is that first layer that everything is going to be growing. We're going to be able to have that tilled up. That's going to be the area that the tractors are going to till up and things of that nature. But we're not going to have tractors. We don't have tractors on our farm. We don't have any of the chemicals that we put on our farm. We use our animals. That's what our animals were intended to be used for at the very beginning, whenever they were created years and years and years ago. And that's what they're being used for now. So that's what we're going to use to regenerate our topsoil. It's really cool. We're going to be increasing biodiversity. So what does that mean? That means that whenever we take a chicken and we take a cow and we take all these different things and put them together, we're going to be increasing the biodiversity in the farm, on the property, on the land, to allow that regeneration to really grow and fester and mature the way that it should mature. Our soil is projected to be super beautiful, rich soil based on all of the proven facts that we have for our ducks, our chickens, our livestock, our bats that we have. I know it's crazy. We have bats. So our bats as well are going to be a huge role in that area near the pond. So we're really excited about that as well. And then it's going to be enhancing the ecosystem. So a huge portion of regenerative agriculture is the fact that you can enhance the ecosystem around you. You can literally be a home, a house for all of these crazy insane creatures that you've never seen before because you have healthy topsoil. You have healthy, rich soil that's going to allow the ecosystem to get nutrients from your property, from your land, that they couldn't get anywhere else, because there's no way for them to get it if they don't have that regenerative system in place. So I think that this is going to be a really exciting thing. So to break it down of kind of who we are and what our mission is to make sure that we are looking for fellow Mavericks. We're looking for people like you. We wanted to step away from the constraints of all the craziness that's going on, especially with this COVID-19 thing. And we wanted to step away from the contemporary society and find a way to create a fulfilling, purpose-driven life of providing high-quality food for your family and for mine. And we really wanted to share that experience, not only through our podcast, through our Instagram, through all of our social media outlets. We wanted to take that and we wanted to really push it in an educational way to allow the younger minds, younger generation to really grow and experience that. I'm saying it like I'm 50 or 60 years old, but I'm not. I'm only in my 30s, early 30s. And so it's really cool. A little bit about me. I am from Texas, and I am really excited because this is my first time that I've been able to actually own land. Now, if you're not a Texan, it's really hard to understand, but I'll try to break it down for you. So basically, owning land as a Texan is a really important thing. It's a pride thing. You're a Texan. That is your one mission in life is if you are in this line of work and you really want to do this, then guess what? You're going to be an awesome landowner, and you're going to have all this land and all this cattle and all these crazy things. And whenever I had 140 acres with my family, I thought, oh, this is cool, but I didn't really pursue it because I didn't have to take care of it full time. So I'm okay with that. But now that I do have it full time and I do have these animals and I do have these responsibilities, I see it more, instead of more of a responsibility or a burden, I see it more of an exciting role of me being a steward in my land. And I'm really excited about that. So I just wanted for you to know that you can step away from this as well. You don't have to get 31 acres or 100, even 100 acres. There's no reason for that. It's expensive. It's very expensive purchase to make. It's a very expensive purchase to make. You have to come up with like 20% down payment or 10% down payment, whatever the cost is. For some people, that's impossible. It's just not happening. It's not going to be able to work for them. So we want to make it attainable for first-time landowners and first-time home buyers that want to build their homestead on a piece of land, whether it's an acre or 1,000 acres, it doesn't matter. And we want to make sure that they do it the right way and do it in a healthy way that allows for this regenerative farming to take place. It's not going to happen overnight. I can tell you that from firsthand experience. It's not going to happen overnight at all. And with the cost of this land, this resource that is going away so quickly, with all this commercial building, all these buildings that are being put up left and right, it's dwindling away at our fingertips, and we have to take charge and take control of this. And so we want to make sure that we can harness this way to make the goal of land ownership way more attainable. It's extremely important to me and close to my heart that I want to make sure that anyone who wants to do this, they have the tools by us and who we reach out to help them get to where they want to be. So ultimately, that's kind of our mission. That's where we want to be. That's where we want to go. That's our next step. So real quick, I want you to meet our animals. I'm really excited about having y'all a part of this journey with us, and we're really excited about this first podcast. It's super, super cool, and we're really excited to bring in new opinions and new ideals to to actually improve our land, and who knows, maybe even improve y'all's as well. And if we can do this through this outlet, then I think that that's going to be a really important tool to have in your back pocket. So first off, I'd like to have y'all meet Grace and Stella. They are our Scottish Highland cattle. They are absolutely beautiful. Grace is a dun colored, so it's like brown and black and white and gray, all mixed together into this absolutely gorgeous coat. I say coat because they have long hair. It's weird, I know, it's a cow. And also too, we have Stella. Stella is more of like a gold white color, beautiful, graceful looking color. I don't know why we named her Stella. We probably could have named her Grace because she's so pretty. But I definitely think that Stella is going to be a great addition to our herd that we're going to be building as we go on. Next, we have the Quack Pack. Our Quack Pack is our staple in having all these awesome little creatures that start off so little and so cute and so awesome, and then they grow into this massive duck, and you're like, what do I do with this thing? I don't even know how to feed this all the time and make sure it's given enough water, and I don't know how much water a duck should need, but that's what I think is really cool about having the Quack Pack with us, is that we've been able to really see them grow and mature into the ducks that they want to become, or that they are becoming naturally. We put them next to the pond to where they can easily go to the pond and go be ducks out there and go have a little safe habitat in a duck run and a duck house that I actually built completely out of scrap wood and from Lowe's. And Lowe's is amazing, by the way. If you haven't shopped, I'm not sponsored by them, but if you haven't shopped at Lowe's and looked at the scrap wood, everybody discards it because they say, nah, I don't want that 2 foot extra piece or want that 4 foot extra piece. Well, I can tell you who does want it, and it's me. I want that because I'm going to put that to use, and I did. I put it towards a duck house. If you want to check it out and check out the build, if you have any questions, please feel free to send me feedback on here, on Instagram. Email me at info@maverichomesteading.com, and I'll be sure to reach out to you if I'm able to, within a certain time frame. So please do not hesitate to ask. We are here for you. So next is our chick click. These guys are hilarious. They have a little attitude about themselves. They are very they're very interesting. We have 3 Rhode Island Reds, we have 3 Red Cross, and we have 3 Well Summers. Comes out to a total of 9. They're hilarious. We have their names. We've already named them all, and they all fit their names perfectly. So for the Rhode Island Reds, we have Rosie, Crimson, and Scarlet. They are like our staple. They are the initial crew, the OGs that came into the chick click. Then followed by that, we have our Well Summers, May, June, Julie. And they're really cool too. We like them because they're going to be a really beautiful chicken. They're going to have a really pretty egg, and they're apparently uncommon, and they're somewhat rare to find. So I thought it was a really cool find that we got over at Tractor Supply, believe it or not, and they've turned out to be a blessing for us. Next, we have our Red Cross. They're a cross between a Colombian and a Rhode Island Red mixed together, and so they've got like white spots on them, and they are kind of loud, and we can't tell if we have a rooster, because we might actually have a rooster potentially, because I've heard some noises come out of this one chicken, and I'm like, that sounds like a rooster. And they're like 8 weeks to 9 weeks old, so it's kind of hard to tell. But they're going to be our egg-laying queens and maybe one king. So it's pretty cool. We're really excited about it, and we're really hoping that we're going to have these great, beautiful chickens laying a crazy amount of eggs and feeding our family and feeding your family, hopefully, one day. I would love for y'all to come out and visit whenever we get that set up and get that in place. So please feel free to reach out to us. We'll constantly give you updates. Don't forget to subscribe to our website. We'll be providing newsletters and updates on the regular for that. And then also we'll be providing updates through our podcast, because I'll be on here quite frequently, providing updates and just giving little helpful tips here and there. Next, we have a goose that we're going to be bringing into the farm to be a protector. It sounds funny, but we're going to bring in one goose, just one. And it's going to be most likely an African goose. And this goose thinks it's a massive chicken. It thinks that, you know what? I'm bigger than all these other chickens, so I'm going to be the protector of all these chickens. So don't mess with me. And it will literally keep a watch on the predators all around it as it's letting the chickens inside of the coop. It's pretty cool. And I'll get into the paddock system and the grazing system that we're going to have set up for our animals, and how we're going to be integrating all these different animals into it. So our goose is going to be the protector, essentially, of our chicks and our chickens and that whole little area. So we have next our two donkeys, Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde are phenomenal. We're super excited to have them. They're like basically massive dogs that make noise whenever there's food out. And whenever we pull up, you better believe it, they make noise. And they notify everybody what's going on. So what's really cool about Bonnie and Clyde is that they protect the farm. They keep the farm free of basically rodents and any type of reptiles like snakes. And we really are grateful to have them here, because they are our guardians of the farm. And it's funny because you don't think about donkeys being guardians of farms, but they are, and they're great at it. And it's just naturally what they do. And so we kind of just allow a natural flow on our farm. We really want to make sure that everything that we do has a natural biodiversity feel to it. We want to make sure that everybody has smooth cohesion. Now, does it always work out that way? No, it does not. But it has its moments where it works out really smooth and beautiful. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a process, but that process is going to teach us something. And I'm hoping that I can take what I've learned, and teach and maybe help one of y'all. That would be amazing. That would be a real gift. So this is just the homestead side of things. And I just wanted to touch base on kind of who we are, about our farm, and where we're at. We're in Wilder, Texas. It's a small town in southeast Texas, and we're really excited about being out there to maybe even help with the economy in the area, and bring more educational resources and more tools to local farmers, and even take some information from them because of what they've been doing for years and years, which is awesome. I love that it's very much a I'll help you, you help me kind of system, and instead of I take and not give back. I really appreciate that about the farming industry, at least out in the area that we're in. So please stay tuned. I can tell you that it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a blast. But on the next side of things, before we kind of close this short little podcast up, I wanted to touch base on the business aspect of it. The business aspect is something that can be a daunting and sometimes overwhelming task, because you don't even know where to start. You don't even know where to begin. I know that for me, whenever I first took a step back and said, all right, what do I need to do? I don't even know where to look. I literally typed up, how do I start a business in Texas? And it pulled up the Texas Secretary of State. So in other states, y'all may have your local Secretary of State, or I'd say local, but statewide Secretary of State, and you can form your business through that site. They should have an online portal for you to go. I'm going to be diving more in depth into different series of how we got things actually rolling and moving forward. But our first and foremost thing that we wanted to do was form our business. We wanted to create an LLC that harnessed exactly what we wanted. Also, too, we were able to utilize our name. So that was really cool. and that's how we came up with Maverick Homestead. I thought it was a really awesome name because it really encompasses what we are as a farm, and most importantly, what we are as a group of people. It's not just an individual, it's a group of people too that can be mavericks, people that don't want to go with the flow of things constantly, and they're looking for something bigger and better for themselves, for their families, and for the rest of the world, for the rest of the people that they are impacting. And so I think that it's really important for us to really focus on the very simple thing that we are put on this earth to be stewards of our land. We are put on this earth to provide and give back to the land and give back to society. And so what better way to do that than to create your own homestead? So please, if you want to do something that is even remotely close to this, or if you're just on this just to listen to how to start a business, that's awesome too. Either way, we are here to help. And I don't have all the right answers, but I can, like I said, I can definitely find them. As a veteran and as a current service member, I can promise you that we will find and fine-tune the most perfect setup for you and for your business or for your homestead, or mix or collaboration where you are basically mixing the two as we are. So feel free to check out MaverickHomesteading.com. Check out our site. Go through. We have a shop there as well. If you'd like to take a look at some of our awesome gear, be advised that we have COVID-19 going on, as everyone is very aware, with all the news pushing that out. So that is going to cause some delays in shipping, but I can promise you that when it gets there, it's going to get there with the same quality that it left from the manufacturer and from the design studio. So I can promise you that we are working very closely with our design partners, and we are ensuring that not only does the product still meet the quality standard, but it also meets the shipping standard within reason, obviously, because of this COVID-19 stuff that's going on. My thoughts and prayers are to everyone who is struggling right now, but just keep your head up, know that you got this, and please never forget, always and continue to be a maverick. Ready, set, farm. Maverick Homestead Media would like to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Anchor, for the creation of this podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's truly the easiest way to make a podcast literally anywhere. The best part is it's completely free. There are so many creation tools to customize your very own podcast. If you are someone who has a voice that wants to be heard, share experiences, or just talk to your listeners about, well, really anything, Anchor is the place for you. Not only are they completely free, they will distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple Podcast, and so many more. Another great opportunity with this podcast is that you can make money quickly with minimum listenership. All your podcasting desires wrapped up in one place. Be sure to download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm. That's anchor.fm to get started. Are you ready? We are. We're going live on your very first podcast in 3, 2, 1. Hey, y'all, thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate you tuning in today with me on this podcast. We have so many more podcasts to make, so much more information to put out, and we're really excited about sharing that with you guys. We definitely don't want to hold that in and hold it to ourselves. We want to spread it and share it with as many people as we possibly can, because this is really an important thing, and we're really passionate about it, and we're also really just excited about it, and we hope you guys are as well. If you want to learn more about businesses, you want to learn more about regenerative farming, anything, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could be about turtles. I don't even know. Please feel free to reach out to us online at www.maverickHomesteading.com. Shoot us a message. Shoot me an email at info@maverickHomesteading.com. We'll check it there too. anything that you guys need. Be sure to be on the lookout on all of our social media on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and now here on this podcast. So thank you so much again for tuning in. We hope you have a great rest of your day. And don't forget to continue to be a maverick.